Hello and welcome from Aggborough, where Kidderminster Harriers host league leaders Salford City in the Vanarama National League North this afternoon. John Eustace's side will be hoping to follow up a win over York City with another win, following 3 consecutive defeats. In the 11 days since then, though, Salford have returned to the top of the table and are unbeaten in 5 heading into this afternoon's clash. And it's James McQuilkin to get things going. Salford this afternoon in white shirts, black shorts and black socks. Early balls aimed up towards Dan Bradley. Salford win it back. Richie Allen, his first start since the draw at Stockport in January. It's now Horsfall on the ball. It's out in left back position at the moment. Plays the ball infield to Brandon Hall, another former England C player. At 24 is now past the age at which players can represent the country at that level. Signed from Woking in the summer and has got 10 clean sheets this season. Salford looking to launch another attack with Torre. The ball down the left hand side is floated out to play, out for a throw into Kidderminster on the far side, and it's James Pearson who's going to throw the ball up for, I think it's Vaughan on the right hand side. Harriers bring it out to the left to Horsfall, plays the ball through for Bradley. It's now with Croasdale. Can switch the play out to the right hand side. Weeks, another youngster in a very young Kidderminster side here, trying to play the ball forward, but Piergiani intercepts. Dudley flicks the ball onto Redshaw. He's just waiting for a bit of support. He was 1-on-3, but he plays the ball down the left to Walker. Walker with a low cross into the area. Branton Hall will get there first though and gather that one up. Rich Allen's coming in at the far post. Hall in a rush to get things going quickly. Hogan heads the ball forward. Scott Burton away from McQuilkin, and referee says a foul by James McQuilkin just inside the Salford half. Wasn't too much in that one. McQuilkin, who of course scored the winner the last time the sides met here at Aggborough last September. Free kick from about 30 yards out. Now Hogan with the free kick for Salford just inside the half. Switches out to the left. Maynard, clever touch in field. Dudley turned well, but he couldn't keep under control enough from Kidderminster. Cleared the lines from the top of the box. Weeks, McQuilkin. Nice return ball to Weeks in the middle. Back to Horsfall. Now striding forward. Signed from Huddersfield Town in December, although that's a very wayward ball over the top down the left hand side. Not sure if he was actually trying to catch Tim Erlandson out and shoot from there. Would have been very optimistic. But Erlandson be hoping to keep a clean sheet this afternoon. He's unable to do so on Tuesday evening. In front of the end where the Kidderminster Harriers fans are making plenty of noise away to our left hand side in that terrace. Better kick this time upfield. Horsfall, commanding header to clear that back the other way. Piergiani is going to have to head that one back to Erlandson though, and he does so relatively comfortably with Joe Ironside bearing down on him. So Hogan, it's closed down by Croasdale and just body checks the Kidderminster captain out of play. And that was fairly or a little bit too much from the captain. The referee didn't seem too interested. And with 3 minutes gone, still 0-0. Neither side have a shot on target yet. Michael Nottingham standing a very long way offside as Erlandson takes this goal kick, but it's flat down the middle. It's over the top of the Harriers defence. Redshaw puts in pressure on Horsfall. He's got an off the route to goal. Horsfall does play it back to Brandon Hall. Weeks, Horsfall. Quite a few people say that it's one of Kidderminster's downfalls that they like to play the ball out from the back so often. And Salford just need to make sure that they're patient with the game plan, keep the intensity up, and see if they can force that error when Kidderminster are knocking the ball around. Again, it's with Horsfall across to Pearson, son of Nigel Pearson, the former Leicester City manager. Torre throwing the ball upfield. Vaughan heads it forward, looking for Bradley's, headed away by Hogan. Comes down to Taylor. And again, it's back to Horsfall. A lot of play will start from the back for Kidderminster. Horsfall over the halfway line now. This ball back to Taylor. Taylor, Horsfall, Taylor again. Dudley coming across and forcing him back to Weeks, who's dropped in at centre half for now. switches places with Horsfall as the ball goes across to Pearson, who goes on a adventurous run at the pitch himself, but Salford play it down that left hand side. Kidderminster left slightly exposed, but the ball wasn't infield enough, and Tom Walker trying to get on the end of that one, can't keep it in play, and it's out for a throw to Kidderminster on the right hand side. A good start from both sides. I think we can expect a very entertaining match down here in Worcestershire. It's nice conditions for football. The pitch, very good condition, has to be said, for this time of year, given some of the pitches as well that you see around the grounds. So it should be ample opportunity for both sides to play football. So at the moment, Brandon Hall's goal's a little muddier than Tim Erlandson's. The side switched ends before kick-off. Now Taylor, Bradley, quite a deep position here. He's closed off by Nottingham, and the ball bounces back through to Horsfall. Pearson looking up again now, squares it across to Horsfall. No surprise really that Kidderminster are dominating possession in the early stages. This ball's back again to Pearson, lifts the ball forward down the right hand side. Ibitore cuts that one out, and Tom Walker gets the chance to bring the ball down, drifting through the middle of the pitch, trying to stop, but he's stopped by Declan Weeks. It's a good challenge there by the 22-year-olds. Salford win possession at the back again though, and Nottingham back to Erlandsson, all in green this afternoon, to deputises for Max Crocombe. Forrest Loney sends the ball down the right. Allen flicks it on. Dudley trying to get in behind Horsfall. It's a heavy touch away, and Salford have got a throw on the right hand side. Now Nottingham's coming up for this one. Dudley throws it short to him. Comes off his thigh and closing down Dan Bradley. Gives the ball out for a corner to Salford. First of the game. And just a little bit of pressure. We played nearly 7 minutes here at Aggborough. Salford attacking the end where the fans are. Away to our right hand side. Flags up in the covered terrace as Tom Walker places the ball down from the right hand side. Left footed, whips the ball in towards the far post. It's headed away, clear by Horsfall, out for another corner on the left hand side this time. It's the right ball in from Walker. He's going to make his way to the other side to take the second corner. Of course, he missed out both on Salford and England duty on Tuesday with illness. But he's back in this afternoon, says he's feeling better. And we're looking for another good ball in. Be an outswinger from the left, in it comes. Nottingham flicks it on, and it's just wide to the near post from Michael Nottingham. Seemed unchallenged as he made the run in towards the near post, but he couldn't guide that header just inside the near post. But it's the first chance of the game, and it goes to Salford. Kidderminster playing out from the backs. Weeks down the right hand side, taken down by Snoopy. First time Kidderminster really got forward. Snoopy gets the cross into the near post. It's collected quite comfortably by Erlandsson, and Erlandsson trying to get Salford going quickly. The ball skims off the surface. Redshaw made the run in behind, he gambled there, but Horsfall dealt with it. Now it's Taylor into Bradley, looking up, shoots from distance. And that's a good save from Erlandsson. He was scrambling across his right hand side. It was a low shot from Bradley from a fair way out, but he did well to react and get himself over to the left, and one-handed he's kept that ball out, and it remains 0-0, but a very good chance for Kidderminster to take the lead there just short of the 9-minute mark. Now Salford coming forward. Dudley shepherded out by Horsfall. This will be a throw for Kidderminster on the left when they've got the ball back. Ball switched out to the right. Pearson bringing it back to the left, over to this near side where the main stand is. Well, it's not the tallest stand here at Aggborough. Hall out against Pearson, looking up, and again he's going to opt to square the ball across to the left hand side. Coming forward onto its Horsfall over the halfway line, plays a good ball through for Ironside to chase. Nottingham went across, but Ironside still got possession in the area on the left onto his right foot. Shot is blocked by Nottingham, and Richie Allen comes in to sweep that ball at fields, which Horsfall will nod back to Hall. But as we anticipated, nice open game. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0 between Kidderminster and Salford, which it was back in August, to be fair. Pearson surging run forward, Redshaw tracking him all the way back. He's found Sanupe on the right hand side. We can go Ibitore now, drifts inside onto his left foot, shoots, and Erlandson with the save. Seemed too easy for Sanupe there coming in field. There was no one helping out Ibitore, and Kidderminster have the first corner of the game. That's another save for Erlandson, and just another warning sign from Kidderminster. I think that's Weeks on the right hand side with the corner. Floats one in low towards the near post. It's headed up at the near post. Goal kick's given. Kidderminster fans and players alike are both up in arms. Seems to think that should be another corner. Gareth Rhodes not interested in the calls, not making himself very popular with the Kidderminster faithful here, as Tim Erlandson goes across to collect the ball. 11 minutes gone, still Kidderminster Harriers 0, Salford City 0 in the Vanarama National League North. Elsewhere, Boston have got an early lead at Chorley. Still goalless between Harrogate Town and Gainsborough Trinity at the CNG Stadium. It's a low kick from Erlandson. It's cleared away by Vaughan. Finds Sanupe on the right hand side. Back to Vaughan. Walker closing down. Walker's got the right side. Just caught the ball with his hand, so it'll be a free kick for Kidderminster. Unlucky there from Walker. Doing the right things, gambling, keeping that intensity up as Kidderminster take the free kick quickly. Unsurprisingly brought to the left to Horsfall. Taylor. Infield into Bradley. Former Fylde player, won the league last season with the Coasters. Finds Taylor across McQuilkin. McQuilkin now down the right hand side for Vaughan. And Vaughan plays it through for Sanupe. Walker gets it back, but Sanupe clips the ball into the middle. Nottingham clears it. Not all too convincingly. Torre has to head it clear from the top of the area. And Vaughan wins the ball back in the middle. Weeks takes the ball ahead of Maynard's, playing it through, looking for Bradley. He's barged off by Nottingham, and then a combination of Nottingham and Maynard's bring down Bradley. He's trying to control himself and stop himself reacting to that one, but it was a foul nevertheless, and it'll be a free kick for Kidderminster just to the left of centre, about 35 yards out. Declan Weeks standing over this one. It's not too dissimilar position from where McQuilkin scored the free kick last season. Just it was in the other half and on the right hand side, not the left. Looks like Kidderminster is setting up to float this one into the area though. Salford holding a line at the top of the area, making late runs in. Weeks puts a good ball in towards the back post, headed clear by Hogan, comes down to McQuilkin, strikes it, gets caught in the middle. Salford clear it. Comes down now to Weeks again to get the cross in, and again Maynard's this time heads the ball up. Erlandson comes for it, he's fouled as the ball's put back in and wide by a Kidderminster player. But there was a foul in the build-up anyway, and it'll be a free kick for Salford within their area. But again, just a couple of warning signs from Kidderminster. And they look dangerous. The set-piece delivery is very good as well. They're not just about knocking the ball around, and they are very technically good, but Erlandson is not very technically good. Free kicks gone straight out to play into the dugout just down in front of us, and Kidderminster with the throw have possession back very cheaply. Horsfall, Hall, Pearson on the right hand side, looking to float that ball up behind. Crowsdale looking to make the run. Maynard heads clear, picked up by Vaughan. That's round Torre, but Torre just holding him up at the minute, and brings down Lee Vaughan. So it'll be another free kick for Kidderminster Harriers, this time on the right hand side. So I can't afford to give away too many of these free kicks, so it'll just invite Kidderminster onto them. Joel Taylor fancies this one, across from left back over to the right hand side. Stockport 1, Leamington 0 up at Edgeley Park. Weeks are short for Taylor if he wants to use him, but he's going to cross this in himself in towards the back post. Everyone rises, no one there, and the ball's out for a goal kick to Salford City. Still goalless, 15 minutes gone here at Aggborough. It's been a good game in end to end. It's been open, it's not been dull by any means, and I think you can see the intent from both sides, particularly Kidderminster, who will be wanting to establish their place in the playoffs. And go one step better, John Eustace's side. Ellenson with the goal kick, better this time, down the middle, looking for Redshaw. It's a foul by Redshaw on Lee Vaughan, as both of them battle for that one, although Redshaw seems to be feeling the effects of that one more. And referee Gareth Rhodes is just going to have a word with the former Rochdale forward as well. Weeks placing the ball down for the free kick though. Former Wolves youngster, pressed at Southport last season on loan before signing here in the summer. Finds Ironsides with a central free kick, being held up at the moment by Hogan and Burton, and a soft free kick again given away. Ball gets cleared upfield, and Scott Burton wasn't too happy with that one. I think Ryan Croasdale was asking for a bit more retribution, but Kidderminster with play back underway. Weeks out to the left, Snoopay's out on this side now. Plays the ball in fields, cross to Weeks. Kidderminster trying to stretch Salford here. Weeks goes central, diagonally, headed away by Hogan. And Rich Allen coming through. Nottingham gets the ball away from Bradley. Now Allen can break on the right hand side. Salford have got numbers forward here. Redshaw at the back post. Allen, that's a great ball over. Redshaw takes it on his chest. It bounces down for Walker. Walker onto his right, shoots, is closed down by Declan Weeks. Salford win a corner. It's exhilarating stuff. Rich Allen, fantastic ball to switch out to the left hand side. And Redshaw, it wasn't the best touch, but Walker was following in. And it was just closed down by Weeks, who switched on to what was going on. And Salford have another corner to try and work from. Walking out in the corner from the left hand side. There's a couple of deliveries so far have been good. What can you do with this one? It's curling in, it's headed to the edge of the area. Allen brings it down, shoots, spinning away from centre, but Brandon Hall watched that one, made the save. It's an opportunity. Another good ball in from Walker. Kidderminster didn't clear the lines convincingly enough. Now Kidderminster coming forward. Ironside tees the ball up for Bradley. He's playing more centrally at the moment. Ball out to the right to Vaughan. Vaughan, it's a good cross in. Ironside rising for it. It's not gone out to play. Nottingham lets McCulkin pick possession back up. And Taylor trying to shake off Richie Allen. Back heels it to McQuilkin. Back inside to Taylor. Advantage says referee. Taylor with the cross in. No one in the middle to meet it. It'll go out on the far side for a throw in. And few people calling for a foul and a yellow card from the referee. It's not forthcoming. It's a good advantage, to be fair. Taylor was in a very good position and he got a good crossing. Just Ironside and Bradley weren't aware to what was going on. Harriers to just take the lead at Gainsborough. 1-0 to Town. Snoopay in the middle, out to the right. Ball comes in from Vaughan. Bradley on the top of the Ironside, shoves down Torre. Be a free kick for Miami's midway inside the half. And Erlandson plays it short to Torre. Hogan across to the right to Nottingham. Back in field to Hogan. Ironside trying to put a high press on. Hogan looking forward, trying to play the ball in behind for Jack Redshaw, but Horsfall makes interception, plays it back to Pearson. Redshaw gets across to try and keep that pressure on at the back. Horsfall across to Taylor. Snoopay back to Taylor. Redshaw trying to cut off the route to Pearson, but Taylor finds him anyway. Now Pearson plays the ball down the right to Vaughan. His second spell also at Harriers. Came back in the summer. Ball's played down the right hand side. Finds Bradley. Piergiani doing enough to see the former Fylde man out of play. And on the left hand side, a plume of black smoke goes up from, I think, some old vintage train line behind that stand. Torre with the ball up, flicked on by Maynard, comes down off Dudley, out for a throw into Kidderminster on the right hand side. Vaughan takes it quickly. Bradley in towards Ironside. Piergiani clears upfield. Pearson heads back the other way, taken well by Vaughan, and on the turn he's not kept that one in. It'll be a throw for Salford on the left. Tom Walker eager to get this one going quickly, but relents and gives the ball back to Torre. Plays the 1-2 with Maynard, wins another throw in. And again it's infield to Maynard, back out to Torre. Maynard adjusts his body, plays the ball up towards Dudley, headed away by Pearson. Walker coming in, wins the header, but Pearson gets there ahead of Dudley, brings it forward a couple of paces before playing the ball in the middle into Ironsides, looking for a foul. Piergiani stopped as well, and Salford's tried to clear the ball. It breaks down for Croasdale though. Croasdale out to the right, Sanupe gives Kidderminster the lead. Manuel Sanupe, plenty this season. That's his 9th of the year. And it came from Salford just not clear enough in the communication at the back. Play stopped in the middle with Piergiani. Ball came back to Haughton, who's trying to hold off for Nottingham to come in clear. Nottingham cleared the ball up. It came off the back of, I think, Haughton. Bounced down into Croasdale, who was one-on-one with the keeper. Picked out Sanupe, free on the right-hand side, and he had all the time to slow the play down, pick his spots, and Kidderminster now have the lead. Kidderminster 1, Salford City 0, and we played just short of 22 minutes. Salford back underway. Hogan plays it down the right. Nottingham flicks it down for Dudley, turns well, and Dudley taking on Fraser Horsfall. Holding up at the minute as he tries to play it back for Rowlands, intercepted. Now Taylor will drive forward for Kidderminster, playing it through, looking for Sanupe. Torres across to clear up. And it's gone from Salford looking promising, getting forward, to Kidderminster again threatening on the break. We'll play either way. John Eustace's side. Taylor back to Horsfall. He's got space and time to think about this one. Kidderminster playing at high lines. They try to consolidate their lead in this game. Pearson out to the right to Vaughan. Infield to Sanupe. Sanupe off to McQuilkin. McQuilkin playing a couple of passes with Sanupe. Out to Vaughan this time on the right. Back through for Sanupe. Blocked by Carl Piergiani. It'll be another corner for Kidderminster Harriers. And Declan Weeks will make his way over to that far side to take that corner. Weeks, again, Kidderminster lining up at the top of the area. They're going to make late runs in. Bradley peels off, cues the ball up into the middle. Ironside heads away, comes down to Pearson, shoots, comes again to McQuilkin at the top of the area. And McQuilkin this time blasts the ball over. And outcome has released Salford again, just struggling to clear the lines there. It's a clever set play from Kidderminster as well, one off the training grounds, but ultimately came to nothing. So still 1-0 they lead. Erlandson with the goal kick out to the right hand side, headed forward by Bradley. Hogan over Ironside, Ironside with the foul. There'll be a free kick for Salford just inside the half. Hogan takes it short to Maynard, cues it forward. Redshaw trying to get him behind. Pearson heads away, and Weeks back to Horsfall. It's now with Taylor. Horsfall, Rich Allen closed him down, plays it back to Hall. Hall scuffed it, comes to the top of the area. And Kidderminster get that one clear. White numbers outnumbered. Kidderminster there. Salford couldn't find a way through. Very sloppy and almost complacent from Kidderminster. They're saying that they can sometimes play themselves into trouble, and there's a prime example of it. Salford unable to capitalise on this occasion, and still 1-0 to the hosts. Taylor now with the throw on the left hand side into Croasdale, across to Pearson. Pearson out to the right. Bradley's free on the left. They can get the switch over. Vaughan closed off by Walker, forced back to Hall. Hall to Horsfall. Doesn't look entirely comfortable in this game so far. Fraser Horsfall. Rich Allen closing down Taylor. It's a good turn by the former Stoke City youngster. Charging down the left, plays the ball up to Bradley. Bradley now crosses the ball into the area. No one there for Kidderminster, as Pierjani and Tyneside both tangle in the middle, and Ellenson has a relatively routine collection. Rolls the ball out to Hogan. Looking upfield, he's got Dudley and Redshaw. Pretty static at the moment. Plays the ball into Allen. Fouled by Bradley. Wins a free kick. Nottingham looking to take it quickly. Gareth Rhodes actually bringing Salford forward here. And I think Liam Hogan's going to look to float this one into the area. Salford captain. He's going to leave it to Tom Walker instead. See a much more reliable foot. He's got a good angle on this as well, Tom Walker. He's coming about the yards. There's no way that Jason McQuilkin's 10 yards. Walker, left-footed, high, into the area. Pierjani coming in. It's again not cleared convincingly by Kidderminster. And eventually a free kick goes up against Pierjani. And very cheap as well, he feels, as Pearson went down. And that's the way it looked as well, to be perfectly honest. The ball had been cleared by the time that Pearson decided to go to ground. There'll be a free kick for the hosts once the referees had a word with Pierjani and Jack Redshaw as well. Still 1-0 to Harriers. Only lost 2 games here all season though. That was against Chorley on the opening day. And then Salford's title rivals Harrogate Town, they managed a 2-0 win here not too long ago. That was on a run of 3 losses for Harriers. They came off the back of a 17-game unbeaten run in the league, which really put behind that bad start to the season. But they seem to have recovered well, and they're leading here this afternoon. Optimistic ball by Pearson down the right hand side. Torrey clears only as far as Croasdale, closed down by Scott Burton, and the ball's off the returning central midfielder, out for a throw to Kidderminster on the right hand side. Referee just bringing back Lee Vaughan, trying to take too many yards forward. Vaughan's not got too many options. Salford marking up well at the moment. Still waiting to take the throw. Finds Sanupe, closed down by Walker. Walker gets a foot in. The ball's out for another throw on the right hand side. First short time the game's had a bit of a lull. Vaughan back to Weeks. First time ball forward looking for Ironside. Fouling Pierjani. A free kick on the edge of the area for the Ammies, taken quickly. Torre on the left hand side now, coming forward. Walker, it's a clever turn. Looked like he was clipped as he turned there, but referee says no. Pearson comes forward. Sanupe on the right hand side. Back to Croasdale. Nice little 1-2 between the pair. Croasdale coming forward now. Vaughan even. Down the right, Sanupe, cross in. So over-egged that one to the far post. McQuilkin's there though to recycle it. Finds Taylor. A couple of steps back to get away from Richie Allen, and he finds Bradley. Bradley takes a heavy touch though and Salford clear it with Richie Allen up to Horsfall. Plays back to Pearson. Dudley putting the pressure on at the back, and now Walker does well there. Finds Dudley. Dudley through to Redshaw. It's just in front of Redshaw. And Kidderminster clear up at the back again. They're doing the right thing, Salford. They're getting forward. They're getting into Kidderminster's faces. And the one time that ball does come off, that's when Salford are going to get the chance. They need to stick with it. Croasdale, McQuilkin. Taylor now on the left, taking on Richie Allen. Moving in field slowly, getting a few yards forward. It's forced back to Weeks. And McQuilkin trying to be way too clever there. I think he's trying to rabona the ball forward up for Dan Bradley. And he's just tripped himself up. And the ball's gone for a throw to Salford on the right-hand side with Nottingham. Into Maynard. Turns away from Croasdale. Can't get past Bradley though. Ball comes to Croasdale. Finds McQuilkin. Into the middle to Weeks. Weeks down the right-hand side, intercepted by Walker. Now Walker looking upfield. Torre making the run into that space. He's got Redshaw on the overlap. Lets the ball run into him. Carries on his run. Redshaw though moving in field, taking on Weeks. Plays the ball to Burton. Burton back in the middle. Across to Maynard. Back to Hogan. Hogan outside of McQuilkin. Gets a cross in towards the far post. Too much on that one. And Brandon Hall, unchallenged, comes and claims that cross. Torrey makes the interception at the back though as he played that forward. Coming forward, so we've got plenty of numbers forward. Torrey knocks it off to Tom Walker. Back to Torrey. Keeps it in under pressure from Lee Vaughan. Plays it across to Maynard. Now Burton. Space to turn in midfield. Nottingham retreats to come and get the ball off Burton. Back to Burton now and the ball goes down the right. Redshaw makes the run. But it's out to play from Burton. And it'll be a throw for Kidderminster on the left. Unlucky, says Anthony Johnson down on the touchline. It's the right idea from Salford. It looked like it was a nice move. It's patient. No one seems to be panicking at the moment. Half an hour in. And it's still Kidderminster Harriers 1, Salford City 0. That goal coming from Emmanuel Sanupe about 10 minutes ago. It's first and only. In this game so far. Torrey, Maynard, Burton into Hogan, holding off the challenger Croasdale. Lays it off for Allen. Allen in field onto his left foot, gets a cross in, doesn't beat Taylor at the top of the area, and Taylor finds Bradley. Does well to shake off Hogan. Bradley plays it down the left for Ryan's side, who's gone too early. It's offside. The other Salford players playing the offside trap were looking over to make sure that it's the right call, as was Ironside to be fair. And the former Nuneaton hitman bows his head in disappointment. Salford back underway though. Piergiani, Torre, back into Piergiani. Over on the left hand side, cues the ball forward. Dudley gets him behind Horsfall, but Horsfall just stretching back, heads that ball clear. It's now with Weeks. Intensity's been ramped up again from Salford in the last 15 minutes, or into the last 15 minutes of this first half. Hall brings the ball across to Horsfall. Horsfall back over to the right hand side to Pearson. Stockport now 3-0 up against Leamington after winning 1-0 at Southport. Obviously the league's form team. Salford played them on Monday, Easter Monday, not this Monday. As the Easter fixture list intensifies. Following this, Salford got Blythe Spartans at home on Tuesday, and then at home on Good Friday against Curzon Ashton for that trip to Southport. A nice bank holiday day at the seaside. Hogan, meanwhile here in Worcestershire, a long way from the sea. Burton across to Piergiani. Piergiani on the halfway line, through to Walker, intercepted by Vaughan. Vaughan plays it through for Ironside. Ironside just to the right of centre into the area, holding play up at the moment. Onto his left foot, shoots and doubles. Kidderminster Harriers leads. It almost seemed pedestrian. It seemed easy. Ironside just moving forward into the top of the area. He had time just to look up for an option as well, but he chose to take it himself. And again, just planted the ball into the far post. Kidderminster Harriers 2, Salford City 0. And Salford back underway. Seems to have a bit of a mountain to climb now. Torre brings the ball across to Hogan. Hogan cuts in field of Croasdale looking forward, angles the ball down the left. It's headed back by Vaughan into Brandon Hall. Torrey lets the ball clear as Kidderminster again look to build from the back. Pearson across to Horsfall, back to Hall, back in the 6-yard area, across to Pearson. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Kidderminster 2, Salford City 0. Croasdale back to Weeks. Horsfall now on the left hand side, forward to Taylor, into Ironside. He slips as he moves into Liam Hogan. Carl Piergiani clears the ball forward for Salford. Horsfall taking a gamble, playing it across to Pearson. Redshaw couldn't get the block in. It's now with Weeks. Weeks switching the play to the left hand side. Bradley heads in field. Maynard intercepts that one ahead of McQuilkin. Good battle between those two. McQuilkin comes out on top and finds Horsfall, and Horsfall's ball comes off Maynard and out for a throw-in on the left hand side to Kidderminster Harriers. Taylor blatantly ignored the referee as he threw the ball back to Fraser Horsfall. I think it's maybe being a little bit strict there, Gareth Rhodes, because Taylor's thrown the ball back to Horsfall anyway. It's not like he's trying to gain any yard advantage. Chance to get things going. So we hit 36-minute mark. Round of applause and chance go up for a former Kidderminster Harriers fan, Ben Langdon. Passed away sadly a couple of weeks ago. And everyone on the feet, including away fans here at Aggborough, which is nice to see. Just to applaud former fan. Kidderminster sure to be proud of their performance so far, leading 2-0. Horsfall across to Taylor, into McQuilkin. McQuilkin turning on the halfway line now, plays the ball down the left hand side. Ironside and Snoopay both on side. Ironside into the area, gets the ball across. Ellenson had to dive at his near post to stop that deflection going in. And it'll be a corner for Kidderminster. Their third of the game from the left hand side. It's looking, I think it's going to be Declan Weeks to come across to take that swamp. Very commanding position at the moment, Kidderminster Harriers. And so they'll be looking to make it 3. Weeks on the left hand side with the corner. Takes a few steps up, floats one in towards the far post as the Tussler body's in the middle. The ball's headed back in. Horsfall is in the middle, batting with Piergiani. That's a foul against Horsfall, says the referee. Salford get things going quickly. Nottingham collects the ball to Walker. Now Maynard returns the ball for Walker. Too much on it, and Lee Vaughan can punt that one out of the stadium. Salford trying to be too quick and too clever there. And there's no convincing clearance. Thrown's taken. Torrey plays the ball down the left for Jack Redshaw, who's on side here. As the ball goes out for a throw, takes it into Walker. Walker held off, claiming he was fouled. Referee says no. Now Kidderminster will look to break. Sanupe gets it forward on the right hand side, cuts inside of Torrey, squares the playing field into Croasdale, back to Horsfall. And Horsfall now looking up, plays the ball back to Brandon Hall at the top of his area. It's now Southport 0, Alfreton 2. Pearson back to Hall. As far as game plans go, even though he's not here this afternoon due to a stadium ban imposed by the FA, John Eustace will be very pleased with what the side have produced. It's Matt Gardner down on the touchline, directing things. It's an altercation at Chorley back in January which led to that. An offside flag went up just a minute ago, so it'll be a free kick for Salford, which Liam Hogan will take on the right hand side. Angles it into the middle. Scott Burton rises for it, he misses it, and Declan Weeks plays it forward for Ironside to chase. Piergiani holding him off, heads the ball up in the air to try and get round, but Ironside gets his body in front, wins possession back, finds Snoopé. Snoopé gets inside of Piergiani. It's a good recovery challenge from the former Boston man. He finds Walker into Burton. Burton turns round and he sides down Lee Vaughan as he got him away from him there, Scott Burton. And there could be trouble here. I think we'll see what Gareth Rhodes is thinking. Salford reduced to 10 men here last season. Can't afford it this afternoon, particularly in this position. We'll see what the referee says. I think Burton knew he was beaten. Frustration more than anything. I think it is going to be yellow from Gareth Rhodes for Scott Burton. So he's struggled to get back into the side since his double red cards over the Christmas period. Now he's got his chance back in. And he's nearly getting himself in trouble again. But Kidderminster have us back underway. It's with Hall out to the right hand side to Vaughan, all the way back to Hall from near the halfway line, and Hall brings it across to Horsfall. Up to the left to Weeks, back to Horsfall. Seems to settle more into the game now. Heavy touch by Hall. Where he recovers though, Dudley was putting the pressure on him. And again, just that vulnerability of trying to overplay it. Salford have got to stick out that game of putting the pressure on. And a throw on the right hand side. Nottingham into Burton, gets round McQuilkin well, plays the ball into the area, heads it away by Horsfall, only as far as Walker on the left, first time ball in. Horsfall picks up on it though and brings it away for Kidderminster. Onto the right to Vaughan, ball down the line, Snoopé charging down onto this one. He's got options in the middle, Piergiani with a good block, and the ball's not gone out. So poor clearance though into Vaughan. Walker gets back and eventually draws the foul from Vaughan. So it'll be a free kick for Salford, about level with the top of the area on the left hand side. Tom Walker seems to be getting very erratic at the moment. I don't think he was too happy with that challenge. We're into the last 3 minutes of the first half. Kidderminster Harriers 2, Salford City 0. For anyone just joining us, it's in the first half here at Aggborough. Referee Gareth Rhodes having a word with Liam Hogan and Tom Walker. I assume about Tom Walker and his protestations. It's just passionate, Salford-born lads. Well, he's got to rein it in, especially now the referee will be keeping an eye on it. Erlandson with the free kick towards Allens, headed away by Kidderminster, and Toure gets his body in the way. There's a throw in. Infield into Hogan. Hogan across down the right hand side for Scott Burton, under pressure from McQuilkin. Goes back to Hogan. Takes a touch out to the right and trying to play it forward from Nottingham. Ball's out of play and out for a throw in to Kidderminster on the left hand side. The fans seem to be enjoying this one, and why wouldn't they? The side are leading at the moment, looking quite comfortable. Taylor stumps the ball forward, floats out to play on the left hand side, out for a throw in to Salford. It's the last couple of minutes. Harrogate still leading 1-0 against Gainsborough, so as things stands, Harrogate are back top of the league on goal difference. That's a good ball over by Maynards though. Finds Redshaw. Redshaw crosses the ball into the middle. It's a diving header for Pearson. Comes to Burton. High boots at the top of the area by Ryan Croasdale. And a free kick in a very central position for Salford here. And you've got to think that someone's going to create something from this. It's dangerous by Croasdale. No doubt it's a free kick. Salford now have a chance to punish Kidderminster, and a goal now would be very opportune just before half time. It's just to the right of centre as Salford look at things, and I'll just say maybe 6 yards, 7 yards outside the top of the box. 7 by the referee strides. So he drags the Kidderminster wall back. and Tom Walker, left-footed, standing over this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Kidderminster wall, and Taylor's not far off it. Scott Burton just standing in there, but Walker left-footed. Got an angled run up here, looking for the curler. It's over the bar and out into the stand behind. I think from that position, you've got to be looking to hit the target really from Walker. And just see how much added time there's going to be as Brandon Hall places the ball down for the free kick. Goal kick, sorry. Sends it down the right hand side. Bradley leaps for it, bounces down into Ironside and out on the Kidderminster right hand side for a throw in. Fourth official now scrambling to get the board. And let's find out how much added time there's going to be. Vaughan, McQuilkin, back to Vaughan. McQuilkin brings the ball in field. Weeks across the left to Taylor. Taylor forward into Croasdale. Croasdale looking to cut in field, gives the ball away to Scott Burton. And Burton into Redshaw. Can Salford end the half strongly? 2 minutes added. Redshaw goes down under pressure from Horsfall, and Horsfall breaking on the left wing now. Down to Snoopay. Probably played a minute of this added time already. Snoopay can't get around Nottingham, and Rich Allen clears forward in towards Ant Dudley, but the ball skims again off the surface and all the way back through into Brandon Hall. Back in the Kidderminster goal. Distributes it to Horsfall. Back into Hall. Clears it long to try and finish the half forward. Piergiani heads the ball clear. Redshaw rising. Weeks heads the ball forward. Burton out muscles McQuilkin, but heads the ball away to Joel Taylor. Piergiani with a clearance. Ironside brings it down though. Croasdale works the ball out to the right to Vaughan. Vaughan now plays the ball down the channel for Croasdale. Walker going across. Croasdale goes down, and I think the referee's given a free kick for a dive by Croasdale. Taken short. The referee blows the half-time whistle. And the man in the middle, Gareth Rhodes, gets us back underway. Scott Burton, the ball down the right-hand side. Dieseruvwe, his first touch is a flick on. Down into Fraser Horsfall, clears the ball forward. Hogan heads it back up. Allen, back to Maynard. It's cleared by Joel Taylor, brought down by Ironside into Bradley. So loose ball into the middle. Scott Burton wins it for the visitors, and he's fouled by Bradley as well. Be a free kick for the Ammies. I suppose one good thing about the break is that it's given Salford a chance to regroup, and they can come out again with the same intensity that they started the first half with. Nottingham up to Richie Allen, taking on Joel Taylor. He's also got Dan Bradley to contest with, but he uses Bradley as a bumper to bounce the ball off and out to play for a throw-in on the right-hand side. Michael Nottingham has got the long throw on him. I suspect he might try and get this one in. When it comes towards the near post, Maynard rising, and it's cleared by Declan Weeks at the top of the area. Carl Piergiani sent it back forward, headed away by Croasdale, and it comes out for a Salford throw on the right-hand side. Kidderminster line up with Brandon Hall in goal, Lee Vaughan, Fraser Horsfall, James Pearson and Joel Taylor across the back four. In the midfield, Captain Ryan Croasdale, Declan Weeks and James McQuilkin. And up top is Joe Ironside, Dan Bradley and Emmanuel Snoopay. Salford still with possession. Scott Burton down the right into Rich Ellens. Nice footwork to get around Taylor. Finds Nottingham. Can't turn around Declan Weeks though. Weeks plays a risky ball back to Brandon Hall. Hall with a clearance out. Bounces on the roof of the stand opposite us. And out for a throw to Salford. Again on the right hand side. Made a good start to the second half. They pinned Kidderminster in. They only played a couple of minutes. But that's the sort of start that they needed to make. Nottingham finds Burton, back out to Nottingham, ball over the top in for Ant Dudley if he can get there. Taylor just about cuts it out for Kidderminster, sliding in though. Maynard's won it back, ball's loose across the area, And Pearson this time clearing the ball out. It'll be another throw for Salford on the right hand side, about level with the top of the area. With the goal early to pull themselves back into this one and give them the best chance of getting back into this game. And they do so already. The Kidderminster crowd seem a little bit tetchy. Their side haven't really had anything yet. Nottingham with the ball in. It's headed away by Horsfall, back out to the right. Burton picks up possession and plays it down for Nottingham. Cuts inside, and again onto the corner of the area, squares it across to Dudley. Dudley with the ball into the area is blocked, and it's going to be a free kick for Kidderminster on the top of the area, and I think it might be a yellow card for Dudley for simulation. I think you can see what he's trying to do. I think both sets of players knew exactly what Dudley was wanting and trying to do. I think Maynard trying to protest innocence, Horsfall trying to pick a battle with Maynard. I wouldn't suggest that one going off the statures. Horsfall's tall, but Maynard's very well built in comparison. But free kick for Kidderminster, and judged by the amount of time the referee's taking, I think that is a yellow card for Dudley. It's unfortunate. You can see what he's trying to do. I don't think he's done anything malicious. I think he's actually trying to get into the box, but he's just picked a fight trying to run through a wall, really. Hall with the free kick finds Sanupe. Ball comes down from McQuilkin out to the right to Vaughan, up to Sanupe, having a go at Ibitore now. Vaughan's carried on his run. Piergiani's come across. Vaughan throws himself down, and surely on the same basis that Dudley's just been booked for diving, Lee Vaughan should also, and is also going to be booked for simulation. And I think fair play to Gareth Rose there, has got that one right. Vaughan trying to deceive the ref, and it's not going to get away with that one. Salford are going to have a free kick in the left back channel. Erlandson taking a couple of steps back. I think he's asking the referee to hurry up in booking Lee Vaughan, 31-year-old, has 4 years here, and he was also in the National League Team of the Year last season at Tranmere Rovers, where of course he would have played with Lewis Maynard. Lost out to promotions to the Football League in the playoff final. Erlandson stubs the ball forward, and again floats out to play down the left hand side. His kicking's not quite been very effective since coming in from Nottingham Forest on loan. Swedish youth keeper Vaughan, back to Pearson, across to Horsfall. Dieseruvwe chasing up. The ball's out to the left hand side to Taylor. Taylor inside to Bradley, being forced back by Nottingham. Salford doing very well with this press, forcing Horsfall into the clearance. Finds McQuilkin, tackled by Hogan. Thought he'd won the throw in. Referee disagrees as to the linesman, and it'll be a throw in for Kidderminster on the left hand side. Joel Taylor going for it. He's one of the younger members of the squad. In fact, he's the joint youngest alongside Fraser Horsfall. Kidderminster haven't got a young squad here. John Eustace talked about it in his programme notes, saying up against the experience of Salford, said right, it's trust in them, and you can see why. But again, nearly playing themselves into trouble. The ball's with Pearson on the right hand side, coming away from Anthony Dudley, clips the ball forward. Joe Ironside's chasing. Carl Piergiani's there, tees the ball up and out for a throw to Kidderminster on the right. Vaughan very quick to get up and take it. Finds Ironside, holds it off Piergiani, and does enough to play the ball back to Weeks. Taylor now on the left hand side, moving in field. Crosdale lets it go, he's played that ball through. Erlandson's off his line to come and claim that one. Rolls it out to Hogan. Going to go opening 6 minutes of the second half from Salford. Nothing to show for it yet though. They still trail 2-0 here at Aggborough. It's still a long way to go. I think both the 3-0s in the last two meetings, all goals have come in the second half. It's fouled by Dieseruvwe on Fraser Horsfall, who stayed down at the back. So Salford showing strong signs in the second half. Kidderminster as well conceded more goals in the second half. However, they've also scored more goals in their second period. Salford, obviously, well, Anthony Johnson and Bernard Morley I've seen enough already, looking to make another change. Nick Haughton ready to come on. What an impact sub he can be. We saw it at Worcester, down in these parts last year. This ball's headed away by Pitajani from the free kick. Vaughan lifts it forward. Pitajani cushions the ball down into Torre. Croasdale keeping his hands off as Torre finds Dudley. Now it's ball into Burton. Now Walker on the left, cuts in field, finds Burton. Back to Maynard. Maynard looking to put the switch on into the path of Walker, I think it was, or Dieseruvwe. Kidderminster win the ball back though. Now Taylor runs into Maynard. Referee says no foul as Taylor goes and stays down, and Salford look to break. Rich Allen on the right hand side, white shirts streaming forward. Maynard stretches to find Walker. Now Taylor's holding his head. Vaughan intercepts. Walker tries to turns into Weeks, and now Kidderminster will break. Weeks down the right into Vaughan. Vaughan on the right hand side, 1-on-1 with Ellenson. Makes it 3-0 to Kidderminster Harriers. And Lee Vaughan, and that's his first goal of the season. And what an important goal it could be. Just as Salford were streaming forwards, they're caught out at the back. And Salford City, well and truly, look to be in trouble. And Salford seeing that as an opportunity to also make a change. Haughton coming on in place of Anthony Dudley, and it's really going to have to work its magic. That's the word that I used for him last season when he came on and scored that winning goal at Worcester, and it's going to need that in abundance this afternoon. Kidderminster Harriers 3, Salford City 0. It's really bust all home now for the Ammies. Haughton finds Nottingham, tries to play the ball in field. Horsfall clears up. Hogan wins possession back. Kidderminster already seems to have dropped off a bit and changed the shape into more of a 4-2-3-1. Torre cuts to the side of Snoopy into Burton, trying to get round Weeks. Plays the ball to Walker. Walker playing the ball back down the line. Burton wasn't clever enough to see what Walker was doing there. And Kidderminster have a throw on the right hand side with the third goal scorer Lee Vaughan. Connor would just come in for a comment there. Just as Salford looking to get forward and they started the half so brightly, that comes.
Yeah, it's like we said, Torre's drawn forward, trying to get forward, then there was a mistake, and then there's
another ball over the top. Bradley in behind into the area, gets it round Erlandson, and they're just simply caught out at the back, Salford. It was quick thinking from Kidderminster Harriers, and they lead 4-0. Dan Bradley scored his first 2 goals of the year against York in the last game. He's got another this afternoon, and Kidderminster lead 4-0 against Salford here at Aggborough. It's almost like those last 2 victories coming back to haunt Salford now. And again, another substitution coming up for Salford. Final roll of the dice, Josh Askew is going to come on. Not sure who's going to come on for. Looks like Richie Allen's game was over. Don't know that Richie Allen's done too much to deserve going off. Play back underway. Haughton, Maynard nearly losing the ball immediately. Closed down by McQuilkin. Kidderminster just have the tails up. And I don't see what happened there. There was the foul, and all the players have gone over to the far side. Don't know if Tom Walker was involved in that one. Don't know if there's a bit of petulance from someone on that far side. It's James McQuilkin who's down on the ground over on the sideline. It was Nick Haughton, I think, who was involved in the initial contact. I think Tom Walker, by the looks of it, looks like he's come to sweep the ball through. And he's just taken out McQuilkin afterwards. Players are just separating at the moment. And the referee is going to take his time before deciding what to do. And what's already a bad afternoon could be going from bad to worse for Salford City. Referee taking advice from his linesman. Both of them. Of course, the referee did speak to Tom Walker in the first half about his petulance. Sending his linesman, sending Salford players away, over on the right hand side. I think you probably hear around us what the crowd think should happen. The referee is now going to move away from the situation, take a few steps back. Can't see what he's got in his hands, but he's having a word to Tom Walker. It's over on the far side. Ryan Croasdale's over there as well, and there's Nick Haughton. Let's see what the referee is going to do. Kidderminster is still trying to have a go and have their import. Lee Vaughan is over. And I don't get why players are still getting involved. It's a yellow card for Tom Walker. Snoopy's complaining about it to the referee. The players have just got to disappear and just let the referee get on with it in this situation. No one's helping each other. Try and see if the referee is going to give out any more cards. At the moment he's hidden behind Michael Nottingham. I think he's sent everyone away now. Still having a words with Liam Hogan. I think Declan Weeks over there having a word. It's going to be a fair chunk of added time at the end of this game. I think that's forgiven. It's a yellow card for Declan Weeks as well, and I think the referee's done there. Just absolutely needless for all the players to get involved like that. Have to see back on the replay after the game what exactly happens. Play will eventually get restarted with Joel Taylor in a free kick on the left. Brings the ball across into James Pearson. Touch out in front of him, down the line for James McQuilkin. McQuilkin into Ironside. Makes a run round off the pitch. Ironside gets round Piergiani. Clips the ball over the top for Lee Vaughan. Piergiani across well. Sliding in to clear that one away from Lee Vaughan. Out for a throw into Kidderminster Harriers. On the right with Vaughan, the third goal scorer this afternoon. An hour played, Kidderminster Harriers 4, Salford City 0. Very humbling afternoon indeed. The Army's 5 unbeaten going into today. I don't know what's even happened. It's not even like performances have been bad. Erlandson goes short with the goal kick to Hogan. Hogan just about gets the ball back to Erlandson. Piergiani, a little triangle back to Hogan on the right hand side. Playing himself into trouble, the captain. Finds Cole Piergiani, lets the ball run across his body, and eventually gets the ball up long looking for Josh Askew. Held off by Lee Vaughan, gets his body in the way. Salford win a throw. Nick Haughton down the line, spinning. Pearson gets a foot to it, and it's out for a throw to the Ammies on the left. Josh Askew's over to take it. Gives it to Torre instead. Haughton into the area, onto his right foot. Of course, looking for his first goal for Salford. Worked his way out of a lot of trouble there as well, Nick Haughton. But he's not really got an option. He lets the ball run to Walker. And Walker eventually loses out to Croasdale. And McQuilkin Look to set Kidderminster on the attack. Clever play by Sanupe to lead the ball for Dan Bradley. On the left-hand side, he cuts in fields. And from looking in an attacking position, Salford suddenly find themselves on the defence. Pearson, Hall, being goaded now by the Kidderminster supporters. Hall's clearance finds Askew, heads the ball into Maynard, and it's good return to Askew. Askew looking forward, finds Haughton, clever touch inside, right-footed, shoots well towards goal, couldn't get it to quite grip inside the near post, but it's a little bit of effort at least from Nick Haughton, and showing that he wants to get Salford City back into this game. So first shot of the half for Salford. Hall again, it's not the best of goal kicks, and Walker finds Burton with a searching ball forward down the right hand side. Horsfall back to Hall, Dieseruvwe closing him down. This time the clearance finds Sanupe. He's gone down under pressure, maybe Torre, I'm not sure how much contact there was there, but it'll be a free kick for Kidderminster. Things playing into their hands going into the last 27 minutes against who were the league leaders. Walker, Dieseruvwe, handball by McQuilkin, free kick for Salford, level with the bottom of the centre circle in the Kidderminster half. Unsurprisingly, white shirts getting forward. Hogan's seen the run of Askew down the left hand side. Vaughan rises above Askew though, heads it back to Vaughan, and already just using techniques to try and invite Salford forward and slow this game down. Vaughan at the top of his area, plays the ball down the left, cushioned by Bradley, down into McQuilkin, out to the left to Taylor. McQuilkin, Taylor. Kidderminster with something of a football masterclass this afternoon. Spores back with Hall inside his area. Former Woking man clears the ball forward. Nottingham challenges Bradley, wins the header. Hogan playing the ball forward now. Nick Haughton trying to put his former teammate Fraser Horsfall under a bit of pressure. Horsfall does find Brandon Hall though. Hall, there's no pressure on him in his area. Manny Dieseruvwe making a run now, but it's too late as Hall plays the ball down the left. Bradley flakes it on. Both Sanupe and Ironside have got him behind. A late offsides call comes up, but it comes from the linesman. Erlandson, quick to get the ball back and get Salford going quickly. Pirjani. Torre on the left, plays the ball forward. Dieseruvwe stretches for it, heads it into the middle. Weeks wins it though. Plays it back to Pearson and finds Bradley. Gives the ball away to Burton. Burton plays it short from Nottingham. Nottingham winning it back, gives it away, but he recovers well and gets the ball ahead of Bradley. Hogan switches the play to Torre on the left hand side now. Into Maynard, takes a look around him. He's got three Kidderminster shirts around him, but he squeezed the ball through for Haughton. Looked like a high foot there from Fraser Horsfall, almost like he kung fu kicked. Horsfall now coming forward on the right hand side, takes stock of where he is, just slows play down. Ball down the right for Vaughan. Vaughan cross in, goes down by Torre, using his arm there to stop the ball going forward, and it'll be a free kick for Kidderminster on the right hand side. Josh, I'm not sure there's much else that Salford look like they can do. Struggling to get out of this one. And I think to say it's a bit of a pickle is doing a disservice to the Onions. Weeks on the right hand side to take this free kick. Harriers have got numbers forward, to be fair to them. Preparing a substitution as well. But Declan Weeks on the right gets a good ball in. There's Horsfall coming in, heads his ball wide off Pirjani, and I think it's actually come all the way out for a throw in. It's Kidderminster on this left hand side. Lee Vaughan making his way up to take it. It's a good cross in by Weeks. For 22 years old, he's controlled this game very well in the middle. Vaughan takes a throw short, basically dribbles it into Snoopy, takes the ball down into the corner. A bit too early to be playing that game. Well, as much as he can frustrate Salford. Vaughan's got another throw in. Harrogate have doubled the lead against Gainsborough, which is absolutely no good. Vaughan in towards the area, Ironside. It's forced out by Piergiani. The ball's gone for a goal kick to Salford. Piergiani quick to get that ball into Tim Erlandson. Erlandson out to the right to Hogan. Hogan back into Erlandson. Salford trying to play Kidderminster at their own game here, but Erlandson's forced to punt it long down the right hand side, and Taylor with a simple clearance. Bradley heads the ball on. Nottingham can't control it. Ironside holding off Liam Hogan at the moment, and eventually drawing the foul from the Salford skipper. Discipline from Salford this afternoon not been very good. Kidderminster have us underway quickly. No stepping down their intensities. Vaughan into Weeks, gets it back. Askew forcing Vaughan all the way back to Brandon Hall, who's not really had much to do this afternoon. The former Woking keeper, signed in the summer. I think this is maybe even one of his easy games and not one that he'd have expected it to be. Burton sliding in on McQuilkin. He's got to be careful, he's on a yellow, but Salford do win the ball back. Piergiani to Hogan. Hogan with a searching ball for Askew on the left hand side. Pearson heads the ball away, picked up by Nick Haughton though, drifting towards goal, cutting into the area, still going. Haughton onto his right, he got it through the legs of Pearson, but it was that Hall, who was well positioned and could make the save. But again, he's just trying to show that effort, Nick Haughton, and I think that's all that he can try to do given the circumstances. Walker, that's Piergiani. Salford have possession back. Piergiani through to Haughton, space to turn as well and run towards goal. Croasdale coming in, it was a good body check, and sliding in to take the ball away from Haughton. Toure again into the back of Taylor, and the referee seen enough of that one. Be booking for Toure now. So he was sent off on Tuesday night. He'll serve a 3-match ban starting from Tuesday against Blyth, so he'll miss all of the Easter weekend. Sam Austin ready to come on for Kidderminster Harriers. I think for Harriers now, it's a case of trying to build up some momentum for themselves. Like I said, they're trying to get back after this. That unbeaten run, it's been broken. It's Manny Sanupe, the opening goal scorer this afternoon. He's going to be withdrawn in place of Austin. Yeah, he's maybe not had that much on, not that much to do, but what he has done has been effective. And his opening goal is the reason Kidderminster leads. Free kick's taken, comes into the area. Hogan was waiting for Erlandson, who came late for that one, but he smothered the ball anyway and rolls it out for Hogan. Out to the right to Nottingham. He's not really got any space to work with, but he manages to find a way out with Walker. Burton, one-touch football. Burton's not good enough, trying to lift it down the right-hand side. I mean, Dieseruvwe was nowhere near it, and Burton didn't get that ball right. And that's out for throwing to the Harriers on the left-hand side. And Matt Gardner can be, I think, pleased with this afternoon's work from his side. Not sure where John Eustace will be watching this one from, but I'm sure he'll be just as thrilled. If you're listening by any chance this afternoon, John Eustace, well, I'm sure you'll be a happy man wherever you are. Foul in the middle this time by Maynard. Another free kick for Kidderminster. 16 fouls now on the count for Salford. And Weeks again clips the ball over. Austin's onside again, in behind the Salford defence here on the left hand side of the area. Piergiani standing him up well, and it's done well to win a goal kick there. Sam Austin not too happy about it. Salford just caught out that ball over the top again. Get that they're trying to play high, but maybe it's a little bit too switched off at times. Erlandson out to the right to Hogan. Lifts the ball forward, looking for Dieseruvwe to challenge Horsfall. headed away. Weeks helps the ball on. Piergiani with a challenge on Ironside on the halfway line. It's another foul, another free kick for Kidderminster. And 18 minutes to go. They still lead 4-0. As to FC United of Manchester against 9-man Bradford Park Avenue. Croasdale. Vaughan. In field. Driving. Still going Vaughan. Slips the ball through. Both Austin, Bradley and Croasdale were through there. Erlinson makes the save. Now it's Austin who picks up possession. Back to Pearson. Pearson back to Horsfall. And all the way back to Brandon Hall. Hall again with the clearance. Forward. Ironside on challenge. Flicks it on. Torre concussion that one back to Tim Erlinson. Southport 0, Alfreton 3. Looks like it's not just Salford who are taking a pummelling this afternoon. As Joel Taylor rises on the left hand side. Again, he's gone down after challenging Tom Walker. There was definitely no malice in that. I think it was the 21-year-old's own desire that's got himself hurt there. The referee just holding off the medic at the moment. I think last I saw, Brackley were winning 1-0 as well, so that'd be 2-0 on aggregate and sending the Saints to Wembley for a playoff, FA Trophy final. Nottingham with the throw, back to Hogan, forward into Dieseruvwe, heavy touch on his chest, takes it into Croasdale. Croasdale finds Austin, moving forward quickly now, back to Vaughan. Vaughan on the halfway line, looking up. McQuilkin can't bring it under control. Torre stretches for it, misses. Austin's got him under pressure down in the corner. Torre, the best he can do is clear it out for a throw-in. Vaughan takes quickly. Croasdale tries to get inside of Burton. Dieseruvwe stretching to bring that clearance under control. Ball comes out and out for a throw to Kidderminster on the right hand side, but they're going to make another change. Andre Brown coming on in place of Joe Ironside. Second goal scorer this afternoon. He's also the second substitution. Certainly no intent of just sitting back in this one from Kidderminster Harriers. Andre Brown's got 7 goals this season. He's going on at centre forward. Maybe try and get himself a bit of confidence back. Ironside made the move from Nuneaton last season, about this time last year, to help Kiddie with their playoff and promotion push. He's done well. He's brought the goods in this season. 15 goals now after this afternoon, and that's just in the league. I think he's got another 4 or 5 in the cup competitions. Weeks takes the free kick short to Vaughan. Vaughan whips across in. Erlinson comes and punches clear, taken out there by someone coming on, and immediately medical attention but on Steve Phillips, the physio, rushing on. So we'll hope this break's not going to be too long, because if they want to get anything back in this, they've got 14 minutes to do so. Although on top of that, it's probably a good chunk of added time as well. Trailing 4-0. Erlinson looks to be okay. It's just precautionary. So he's clutching his neck there, the Swedish youth international. So he's sending Ibitore up for this one. He's not going to take it short. Goes long down the middle. Headed cleared by Pearson. Hogan will head it back to Erlinson, so it's back where that move started. Erlinson with the roll out to the right to Hogan. Moving forward on the right, clips the ball forwards, cut out by Taylor. Out for a throw on the right to the Ammies. Hogan having to evade a photographer or a ball boy, I think, ironically, to get the ball back himself. And give it to Nottingham. Nottingham all the way back to Piergiani. McQuilkin making the run from deep. Piergiani switches the play to the left to Torre. Torre looking forward and got for Dieseruvwe. Pearson with a header away. Askew trying to hold off Lee Vaughan. Austin trying to get the clearance in. Ibi Torres, good footwork, wins the throw in, sending Askew forwards, but he takes it quickly and finds Dieseruvwe, looking to get the ball into the area. He drags it across, it's weak and into Horsfall, gives it away to Dieseruvwe, lashes a shot towards near post and dribbles just wide of the near post from Manny Dieseruvwe. And his search for another goal continues. Not scored since November, and that winning goal against Alfreton at the Peninsula Stadium, not had too many chances since then either. Kidderminster have got a throw on the left hand side. Joel Taylor in absolutely no rush to take this one. Trying to run that clock down. Taylor into Brown. Might be his first touch since coming onto the pitch. Nottingham closes down Taylor's clearance, but at the expense of another throw in. Taylor back to Croasdale. Kidderminster and England C captain back to Hall. Hall lifting the ball on the right hand side to Lee Vaughan, the oldest, most experienced player in the side. Plays a through ball. Andre Brown flagged offside. The referee's not going to play the advantage. Hogan takes free kick quickly into Piergiani. Burton cuts outside of Croasdale. Playing himself into trouble here, Scott Burton. He was fouled, so Salford are going to have a free kick in probably slap bang the middle of the pitch. Hogan, Piergiani, back to Hogan. That's the ball run, switches the play to the left hand side. Ball's headed away by Vaughan. McCorkin at the top of the area, gives it away to Askew. Askew finds Maynard, back through to Askew. Askew drills in what I think is probably going to be a consolation. It's his second goal of the season. That's his tenacity, getting forward there, playing the 1-2 with Lois Maynard, and his last one back for Salford. Kidderminster Harriers 4, Salford City 1, and it's Josh Askew. 10 minutes to go. I think 3 goals is a very big ask. I wouldn't dare say impossible given Salford's track record, but it's not looking particularly likely unless they get on the bikes now. Askew scampering forward to put the pressure on Vaughan. Austin, back to Vaughan. Vaughan all the way back to Hall. Hall in his area. Sends it long. Walker collides with Taylor, who's got time to bring the ball down and charge forward. Taylor at the top of the area, plays it through. It's an offside flag up against Harriers. And Salford wants to take the free kick quickly. Erlandson across Piergiani. Piergiani searching ball forward. Hall will come for that one. Weeks goes down under pressure from Maynard, gets nothing from the referee, and Hall rolls the ball out to Vaughan. Vaughan coming forward now, plays the ball into Brown, holding off Piergiani and Burton. Austin cuts inside of Piergiani and then inside of Burton and finds Croasdale. Croasdale, ball down the middle. Erlandson's out to that one to get there ahead of Bradley. And dummies a throw. Whether you're meant to do that or not. And rolls the ball out to the right hand side. Hogan up into Haughton. Out to Nottingham on the right. So over the halfway line. Drags the ball forward. Not sure what we're meant to do with that one. Kidderminster give it away to Walker. Heavy touch. Closed down by Croasdale. And the ball's all the way back to Tim Erlandson. Hogan switching the play to the left. Austin cuts that one out and into McQuilkin. Burton's in there. Maynard comes down, beats McQuilkin to the header. Torre, Burton, space to turn and run at. He's got Haughton free in the middle, but can't find his former uncle and teammates. And the ball's with Torre on the left hand side. Gets round Austin, whips across in. Dieseruvwe coming in. He met the header, and he couldn't direct it on target. It goes wide, and it remains 4-1. It's 8 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Salford showing a bit of late fight. They showed that last season when they were down to 10 men. They were only losing 1-0 on that occasion. I remember Jordan Hume in particular had a very good opportunity, but he couldn't force it over. Like Dieseruvwe couldn't hit the target with that one. Hall, another poor goal click. Comes down to Dieseruvwe. Through to Askew. It's just behind the former Blackburn fullback. Kidderminster back in the middle. The ball spins into Austin. Turns and plays it over the top first time. Andre Brown. Hogan getting back in there. Brown. Hogan's done well there. The Salford skipper did enough to put Brown off. And now Torre thumps it forward. I think he's just expecting someone to be a bit more forthcoming from Salford there. But the ball comes back through to Brandon Hall, and unsurprisingly, he's going to let Dieseruvwe come up in towards him. I think it's the one thing that Kidderminster can say they struggle for this season, the clean sheet. They kept 10, but they conceded late on against York. They conceded late against Gainsborough. And this is the most popular period to concede. They conceded 12 of all the goals in total. 2,524 this afternoon. Some match attendance. Plenty of players come out to see this one. Stockport 4, Leamington 0 now. A lot of big scorelines this afternoon. Lee Vaughan on the right with the throw into Brown. Odds off Piergiani. Plays the ball back to Weeks. Weeks with the switch down the left hand side. Nottingham will get there first and plays it first time into the middle to Maynard. Off to Walker. Walker switching to Askew. It's a nice turn on the left, but Vaughan is positioned well and holds off Askew to square the ball to Horsfall. Horsfall forward. Piergiani got there, heads the ball down to Walker. Walker again through to Josh Askew. He's in the area on the left hand side. Can't keep that one in though. Unlucky from Askew. It's a good ball through from Walker, just a little bit too much on that one. And the ball runs through for a goal kick to Kidderminster Harriers. 5 minutes to go. Kidderminster 4, Salford City 1. 5 goals in all in the match. Hall taking all the time he can with this goal kick. Holds the ball out in front of him. And again taking more time. He's probably used up a good 30 seconds here, Brandon Hall. Not that we're counting. Sends the ball down the right. Askew intercepts, heads it down the left for Dieseruvwe, putting the pressure on Pearson. Vaughan stopping that one going out, but Torre takes it on his chest and clips it up around Andre Brown. Through to Scott Burton. It's controlled by Vaughan, but he's under no pressure, so he can clear that one with relative comfort and ease. Pearson plays the ball forward again, looking for Brown. Torre can head that one clear, just at his body, plays it forward. Piergiani heads back to Hogan. Hogan's finding himself a bit of space. He sends the ball down the right hand side. It's cut out by Joel Taylor. Burton heads it forward. Now Walker driving at goal. Might as well have a crack himself, and he does. And deflection from Fraser Horsfall. Stuck out to pluck your leg there and won a corner. Ambitious from Walker. Well, there's absolutely no reason he couldn't have had. He's given a goal kick. Unbelievable. The referee's given a goal kick. I look for all the worlds like Horsfall. I got a touch on that one. So it won't be a corner, it'll be a goal kick. And Brandon Hall as much as gives it back to Salford. Piergiani heads forward into Dieseruvwe. Askew takes it behind him. Runs into Vaughan though. Gives it away to Torre. Maynard. Torre into Burton. Maynard. Good tackle by McQuilkin. Brown plays it back to Weeks now on the halfway line. Weeks brings it out to the right to Bradley. Bradley taking on Torre on the right hand side. He's going to run this to the corner, try and get around Torre the long way. Waiting for some support. Vaughan, one of the other goal scorers this afternoon, is coming up. Bradley tries to get it through the legs of Torre, and he's won a corner. Fourth of the game for Kidderminster into the last 3 minutes here at Aggborough. And I don't think there's any desperate need for Kiddie to take this corner quickly. The sauntering over. It's Declan Weeks being hurried up by referee Gareth Rhodes to come over to this right-hand side and deliver this ball into the area. There's only 3 men in the area for Kidderminster. Croasdale short, but Weeks will put it in anyway. Finds Brown, gets the ball from behind him. Ellens has stopped that one going out. Something best from Kidderminster, but I think you can see that they think that this game is wrapped up. Hogan screaming at Ellenson to play the ball short. Out it goes to the right-hand side. Hogan switching the ball forward. Maynard's in a lot of space. Heads the ball down to Haughton on the half volley. Haughton takes it. It's under Hall and it's 4-2. Nick Haughton with his first goal for Salford since returning. And Kidderminster Harriers 4, Salford City 2. We've still got 2 minutes left in this game plus any added time. And just maybe could run the comebacks of the season beyond. I think going from saying that Kidderminster switched off at the corner, I think they've really switched off there. That was very easy for Salford. Now the tails will be up. Michael Nottingham striding forward quickly. There's 5 white shirts getting upfield. Maynard's in the middle. Heavy header, he couldn't really control that one. Croasdale to the left, out to Bradley, stopped by Walker. And Walker will look to get forward. On the right hand side, gets around Taylor, breezes past him, he's brought down, ball thumped out by Kidderminster Harriers, but a free kick for Salford on the right hand side. Is there just a little bit of life left in the Ammies? Nice. Maynard incidentally got the assist on that one. That's his second assist of the afternoon. I think Brandon Hall won't be too pleased with that one, but Walker crosses the ball in towards the back post. Pierjani battles, brings the ball down. Ball's not cleared, no free kick or anything coming. I think Salford might have wanted a penalty, but Sam Austin brings the ball clear for Kidderminster. It's not gone out. Scott Burton's back there. He's going to take on McQuilkin. He does well. He's got Haughton inside of him. Finds him. Haughton and Walker both very deep here. I think they'd rather be further up the pitch, but Maynard's up there, Dieseruvwe's up there. Trying to see how much added time's on there. It's 5 minutes. We're into those now. Free kick for Salford City on the left-hand side. This would be an incredible capitulation from Kidderminster Harriers if they're to throw this one away. Tom Walker lines up a free kick on the left-hand side. Salford, they've got to go for it to come this close now and get the 2 back. This one's not over. Madly enough, I said 7-4 before the game as a bit of a joke. I never realised we'd actually have 6 goals. But Walker, Salford got nearly everyone in that box. Left-footed, he's going to cross the ball in, digs into a good area, it's headed away, comes Haughton on the top. Haughton drives it, deflection over, corner for Salford. Don't know where this has come from, but something's come from somewhere. Nick Haughton seems to have brought something in. Walker's over to the right side to take the corner. Same situation as last year. Kidderminster fans not wanting to give the ball back, not surprising really, but all the time they play around with it or get added on by the referee. Walker now from the right hand side, whips the ball in, it's into a good area, it's headed away from in front of the keeper by the man of the match, Fraser Horsfall. Headed back in though, Hogan striding, he can't get there. Being on the corner for Salford. They've got a bit of a lifeline there. It's taken short into Haughton, whips one in, closed down by McQuilkin. Can't stop it going out for another corner. 6th of the game for the Ammies. Lace on here, Kidderminster Harriers fans under the hoardings, keeping the ball away from Tom Walker. He's getting frustrated. Naturally, he wants to get this ball whipped in. Just short of 2 minutes of 5 added on. Walker whips the ball in again. It's into a good area. Dieseruvwe! He's heading it down. Salford City have come back from 4 down in the last 10 minutes. It's Kidderminster 4, Salford 3. And there's 3 minutes still to go. Questions are being asked at the back of Kidderminster Harriers. Questions might be asked about Salford from this performance so far, but they're certainly being answered in the last 10 minutes. There's another, well, the substitutions come from Kidderminster Harriers. Kennedy Digi is going to come on. And all 3 of the substitutes have scored. What does that tell you? Kidderminster are taking the time over the substitution with Quilkins going off and Digi coming on. Digi was part of that 3-0 defeat back in August. Will he play the final part in potentially a capitulation? Foul restarts. Salford, 2 minutes still to go. Croasdale all the way back to Hall. Nottingham streaming forward, closing down Hall. Hall gets the clearance, distance on it. Piergiani heads it back forward. Bradley lifts the ball over. Ibitore stretching up, heads it back. He's headed into trouble. Erlandson's got there, but he stayed there. This ball needs to get forward. Still plenty of time to go for Salford as Erlandson rolls out in front of him. Punts it up. Piergiani underneath there, as is Maynard. Haughton wins it, ball's in the middle. Burton takes it on his chest, plays it forward down the left. It's cut out by Vaughan. Walker challenging for it, wins it. Dieseruvwe chasing on the right hand side. It's cleared out by Joel Taylor. Kidderminster fans happy to see that one go. But I imagine there's going to be another 30 seconds to be added on to the end of this one for all the stoppages. Toure plays the ball over to the right hand side. Nottingham is going to fancy his chances with this long throw from the right hand side in the final minute of added time. Goes short instead to Walker. Walker now from the left, low cross in, diving header at the near post by Digi at the top of the area, gets it clear. Haughton battling, ball comes down for Sam Austin though, and Kidderminster can break. Austin through to Brown, Scott Burton gets it back. Brown helps it on to Bradley, touch and field, back out to Austin. Austin in the area is closed down, ball's out for a corner to Kidderminster Harriers. He couldn't take his chance, Sam Austin. He's yet to score this season in the league, but he might have just done enough for Kidderminster Harriers to hang on here. There'll be an absolutely no rush to take this corner. I think Salford are trying to leave players forward if and where they can as Declan Weeks makes his way over to the left hand side. He's got Digi short, very physical presence up there. He'll just look to hold the ball off Piergiani and Nottingham. We've played the 5 minutes and we're probably into what's an extra added minute on top of that. Weeks short, Brown holding off Piergiani. The ball's come free, thrown for Salford on the right hand side. If they can play this right, they might just get one last chance. Nottingham, Piergiani across to Hogan. He's got space, screams around from the Kidderminster fans. Hogan lifts the ball forward, targeting Dieseruvwe. The ball bounces behind Taylor. Dieseruvwe closing down. It's gone out for a throw to Kidderminster on the left hand side. More screens for the whistle as Joel Taylor looks to take this throw in. It might not be enough time for Salford. They've tried in this last 10 minutes. Ball bounces off for Brown, heads it into the middle. Burton heads it back forward. Haughton brings it down. Maynard turns on the right hand side, driving forward, gets the ball in, comes down. Haughton coming in, slams it. It's a good challenge by Horsfall. Nottingham goes down. Penalty! Last minute penalty for Salford. Nottingham's gone down. And Salford City down at Aggborough in the 6th minute of added time have a penalty. Who has got the call to take this one? I don't know if I can watch. This will be incredible. Players are down on the haunches and it's Tom Walker.
This has got to go.
Tom Walker is going to be the man. Can he step up and pull Salford City back from 4-0 down? It's at the other end from the Salford fans. this is where you show what mettle you have got. Tom Walker up against Brandon Hall. Walker keeping his cool. It's a long run up. Save! Walker! There's the equaliser! He got the rebound. Hall got down for the save. And Tom Walker with the follow-up. It's Kidderminster 4, Salford City 4, and that's the comeback of the season. That is going to go down as maybe one of the best moments of this season. From 4-0 down, dead and buried, Salford City are back into this one. And that might just be a huge point in the long scheme of things. And you can see the celebrations. Plays back underway. Weeks, there's the full-time whistle, and there's the results. Kidderminster Harriers 4, Salford City 4, and that is an incredulous comeback from the Ammies, and that could just keep the top of the table this evening. The National League North leaders, that's resolve. That's fantastic. It's a last-minute penalty that's done it. I think questions will be asked at Kidderminster Harriers.
Red card, not taking a penalty.
But that's what it is. Don't think Kidderminster fans around us are too happy. Sorry if you heard any of that. I think you can see how disappointed they are. But for Salford City, to come back from 4-0 down is an absolutely fantastic achievement. And I'm actually speechless. I said it would be a good game, and I think a good game is eventually what we've got. Josh Askew in the 80th minute. It looked like just a consolation. If you talk about curse the commentator, there you go. In came the goals. Nick Haughton 89, Manny Dieseruvwe 93, and Tom Walker 96. That's incredible from Salford City to come back. It's been a very entertaining game this afternoon, and I'm sure the highlights will show that. So, Connor, how can you sum that one up?
I honestly don't believe it. When it went 4-0 down, I thought it could be 5 or 6, but what a comeback. I mean, arguably, I don't know whether there was the argument whether he was strictly on the pitch, but that was referee's decision, and then Salford really went for it. They did exactly what we said, brought a tall man on, physical presence, held the ball up, and then it worked out really well.
I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. Workington in the playoff final a couple of years ago, that's nothing in comparison to what we have just seen. That's incredible. The referee gets boos as he leaves the pitch. Harriers aren't happy about that, but for Salford City, a very well deserved round of applause from the fans away to the right hand side. They've been incredible as well this afternoon. So well done to all of those who've come. Thank you very much to everyone who's been listening.